My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll do my friends. I'm just trying to make a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to explain what the heck's going on here, because it's crazy. Call me 1-800-743-CNBC. Tweet me at Jim Cramer. All right, that's it. I give up. Bitcoin, you win. There, I said it. Now you can either say I just called the top in Bitcoin or say Cramer's given up on stocks, just wants to swap into something that's moved bigly since July 27th, when the president-elect gave you the high sign to buy. So in a day where the Dow lost 248 points, S&P dipped 0.19%, NASDAQ declined 0.18%, after Bitcoin trounced the $100,000 level last night before pulling back today. I want to discuss Bitcoin. Really, I do. Not to the detriment of stocks, but in addition to stocks. I come to praise Bitcoin, not bury it. First, let's dispel the idea that I've never believed in Bitcoin. Now, if you search YouTube, you can see that I first bought Bitcoin on September 15, 2020, when it was at just over $10,000. So, no, top caller me? No, not here. Oh, and for the record, back in April 2021, I decided to participate in an auction to buy the NFT for the iconic Is God Dead Time magazine cover from April 8th of 1996, even though I had no idea what a fungible token was, let alone a non-fungible one. The transaction had to be done in Ethereum, so I dutifully bought an undisclosed amount of Ethereum to try to win. I lost the auction, but I forgot to sell the Ethereum. And when I discovered the error, it had appreciated so mightily that I was able to cash out and buy a large farm in an undisclosed location. So you may think I'm calling the top by celebrating Bitcoin at $100,000. I say, au contraire, mon frère. I've been recommending it for years, just like I've been bragging about getting lucky in Ethereum. I call it brag because it's better to be lucky than good. Still, I found myself struggling to feel relevant this morning while talking to my partner, David Faber. We were right over there. So this is where I should go. You probably don't realize it. I was right over there, okay? I was on Squawk on the Street, and I was really down. I was glum, chum. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking, like, wow, wait a second. Am I ever relevant? Focusing on stocks like Signet Jewelers, down over 11% today, or Kroger up 1%, when there was crypto money being given away by President-elect Trump. On July 27th, he told you that the federal government would go all in on Bitcoin if he won. Back then, Bitcoin stood a little less than 70 G's. Trump promised to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve and make America the crypto capital of the world. If Bitcoin were a stock and you had conviction Trump would triumph, it would be an easy win, right? His endorsement was ironclad. As he said during that fabled Nashville speech, quote, if crypto is going to define the future, I want it to be mined, minted, and made in the USA, end quote. Whether or not you think that's good policy, clearly it's good for people who own crypto. Let's belabor the strategic Bitcoin reserve thing for a moment. While in Nashville, Trump met with the biggest crypto mining firm execs to talk about this reserve. If this were oil, and he met with the biggest oil execs, promised them he'd build a reserve, and then shared his plan with the public before he did it, well, you would want to bet on oil with a Trump victory. You could have bought Bitcoin at around $68,000 in July, get roughly $100,000 today. Talk about fungible. But then it hit me. Yesterday, at my colleague Andrew Ross Sorkin's Steelbook conference, I heard Fed Chief Jay Powell talk about how he believes people are buying Bitcoin as a store of value, like gold, because there's not much real transaction done in Bitcoin. I've always endorsed keeping up to 10% of your portfolio in gold as a kind of insurance against the world's lunacy. But for years now, I've also been saying Bitcoin's a fine alternative to gold for that 10% position. Why not? I think the federal budget deficit is at impossible levels. I don't want to be wedded to a currency backed by the full faith and credit of a country that owes $36 trillion. Sure, you might have been all in Bitcoin. You know what? Terrific. Me too. But what if I told you there are indeed other ideas hidden in plain sight in the stock market? Ideas that you could have owned with the other 90% of your portfolio that wasn't Bitcoin. Why don't we start with today? I want to say happy anniversary to Costco. Split adjusted, excluding regular and special dividends, Costco stock came public at $1.67 a share, December 5th, today in 1985. Yesterday, Costco hit an all-time high of $991. Take that, Bitcoin. Okay, maybe you weren't alive or you weren't a child and you're a child in 1985. Maybe you didn't know Costco from no-no. Let me give you 4 great stocks that, in retrospect, were incredibly obvious winners, even as we might not have known it at the time. Let's say you put $1,000 in Amazon at its IPO of May 15, 1997. Do you know that would be $2,940,667? A bookstore online or a future retail and advertising powerhouse, one of the greatest businesses of all time, Amazon Web Services. 2.9 million, that is staggering. Well, then there's the most obvious winner of all, Elon Musk's Tesla. If you put $1,000 in Tesla at the time of its IPO, June 29, 2010, easy peasy, right? You now have $326,021. Again, too long ago? Okay, I get that. All right, what's the most loved stock in this market today? That's pretty easy. I'd say it's Palantir, which is a terrific example because that company's pretty opaque, kind of like the NFTs. If you had bought $1,000 in the now obvious Palantir IPO a little over 4 years ago, you'd have $7,187, 619% return. Oh, and told you that one would bounce right back from yesterday's travails. Now, let's really go there, okay? Let's do this. Desperate to call attention to what I said could be the greatest stock ever, on June 20th, 2017, I took the extraordinary measure of renaming my dog Everest. From then on, I said he would no longer be Everest. His name would be NVIDIA! Now, if you listen to this crazed lunatic that day and invested $1,000 in NVIDIA, you'd have $37,399. That's right, $1,000 into $37,399. Simply by watching a video of a guy on the floor of the exchange, no more than about 20 yards from here, talking about how his dog responds to the name NVIDIA, especially if you have a T-bone in your hand. Which brings me to my rather harsh point. Yes, Bitcoin holders, congratulations. You got a chance to run ahead of the president-elect's promise to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Good for you. So in another desperate gambit for relevance, just like with the Everest to NVIDIA transition, all I'm asking is you be somewhat diversified. If you miss Bitcoin, if you buy some today, hold it as the president-elect suggests, would it be too much to ask that you throw in some stocks as part of that portfolio? Go with some of the most obvious names. I don't care. I still like them. Costco, Amazon, the implacable Tesla, the infatuating Palantir, the canine of an equity that is NVIDIA. We own two of these for the Travel Trust, Costco and NVIDIA, so you might purchase them simply by being a member of the CNBC Investing Club. We'll even keep you updated on them. My point should be obvious by now, right? Well, we could become the Bitcoin network, especially since President-elect Trump christened us as the Bitcoin nation. I actually think there's more to investing than just owning cryptocurrencies. You got the Costco with that Musk membership card, right? The Amazon, Palantir with that wild woolly Atlas Carpus CEO. I love that guy. And you could own the stock of the richest person on earth and certainly the second most powerful person in the Bitcoin nation, Elon Musk. NVIDIA's no dog. It's the best of breed. There, Bitcoin's part of the most obviously diversified portfolio in recent history. Buying and holding stocks can be just as lucrative as buying Bitcoin 6 days after Biden dropped out of the race. Or maybe, just maybe, it can make you even more money. Bottom line, I say own them both, stocks and crypto. That way, if Trump ever gets around to saying you have to buy Tesla, well, you got the edge on it. And if you're diversified with Costco, Amazon, Palantir, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Bitcoin, then what the heck? Congratulations. You're rich as Croesus. Maybe richer. Well played. Darren in Texas. Darren.
Booyah, Jim.
Booyah, Darren.
First, I want to shout out to my family in St. Albans, Queens, New York. And also shout out to the Reddit Pirates Den community. Arr. This company
well, I like both of those. My wife's from Queens, so I'm all on board there. She's from Flushing, whatever the hell that is. Go ahead. Who names a town Flushing? What is that about? Okay, go ahead.
Tell me about it. Yes, this company I'm looking at has a forward PE of 15 with a 4% dividend yield and has a very popular card game underneath it called Magic the Gathering. I'm talking about Hasbro, ticker symbol HAS. What you think?
I just told someone from Hasbro the other day that I really like your stock, that it just seems to be too cheap for me, that it's gotten caught in all the hoopla of all these other stocks, and frankly, it's overlooked. I like you. You got horse sense. Must be with the thing in Queens, you know, because I think Faber's even from there. How about Tina in Wisconsin, please, Tina?
Hi, Jim. Yeah, my name is Tina. I'm from Delavan, Wisconsin, where scow sailing is just as important as cheese. Hey, Cramer, you yeah.
Good luck tonight.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight. Okay.
Hey, Cramer, you give it your all, and that's why my family loves you. My two college-age sons watch your show, and they love the research companies because of your enthusiasm.
That's what I want. That's how people get wealthy. Now, you're going to make mistakes. We all do. But that is the prescription for wealth. How can I help you?
Yeah, well, so I started acquiring AT&T stock in 1997 through an ESOP and chose to hang on through the Ameritech and SBC partnerships because I believe in the company's culture and products. I've seen the price go down to 14 and go as high as 44. It's been a roller coaster. However, because of the dividend, I've never sold. So with CEO John Stankey's new strategy of discouraging additional debt by giving up on the media pursuits like Warner Media and DirecTV, and instead focusing on its core connectivity business, wireless and fiber networks, should I continue to be a loyal AT&T supporter and hope it can reach $44 again, or cash in now on its recent rise and not be breached?
No. First of all, thank you for your concern and for your endorsement of what we do here. I will tell you, I want you to hold it. I think that Stankey's pulled it off. I think it's great that he changed his tune. I think the stock goes higher, and well played. All right, as we take note of Bitcoin hitting the $100,000 level, it's worth remembering that buying and holding stocks has proven to be just as lucrative as Bitcoin. You can take a little off the table if you want to. I say it's worth owning both assets, so that's my plan. On Mad Money tonight, I'm breaking down the latest earnings from discount store chains Dollar General and Five Below and Dollar Tree, and seeing if the names are worth keeping in your cart after a tough stretch. Then, this year, IPO's class was full of red-hot performers, but can those gains last? I'm going to tell you where I stand on Reddit and many others that have soared since joining the market. Oh, and what's ahead for fintech player Upstart after some mixed analyst commentary? I'm putting the reports head-to-head and revealing where I come down. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.